Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone is doing well, having a great Sunday so far. Unfortunately, no Manchester United this weekend. It has been a bit of a boring one, if you ask me. It has been the FA Cup ties, Villa versus Preston, all that malarkey. We don't really care about that, do we? You know, when the main team is not playing at the end of the day. You know, I look at yesterday and I look at the likes of Fulham, the way Fulham rolled over against Crystal Palace. Really disappointed me, to be honest with you guys. It really did, because you know what? It's just typical, isn't it? These teams, they turn up to Old Trafford like it's the game of their life, and then the next round they're out. But then again, you could say the same about Man United when we went toe-to-toe with Arsenal with 10 men and then lost to Fulham at Old Trafford. It is funny. It's a funny old game, football, isn't it? At the end of the day, it is a funny old game. That is how it goes sometimes, isn't it? Guys, this is the match preview between Manchester United and Nottingham Forest. Of course, one of the oldest games in the English football calendar. Ever since we were known as Newton Heath, we have been playing Nottingham Forest. There's been many great ties against Nottingham Forest, many great games of Nottingham Forest. We talk about when Alex Ferguson's job was saved with a Mark Robins goal against Nottingham Forest. We talk about the treble winning season when Manchester United smashed Nottingham Forest by 8-1 at the City Ground. You know, there is a lot of football history between these two sides. It's a proper Premier League game, Division 1 game, old Division 1 game, but it is a proper game at the end of the day. I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, let's read out some of your comments. Big up Earth fan, by the way. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Hope you're doing well. Our momentum kept being disturbed every time we show. We are getting things together. It's a national break. Just when I'm forward to the next game after. Absolutely, Earth fan. You know what? I feel like there's been so much international football this year. How about you? I mean, I just think that there's been so much, and it is true that whenever we get into a bit of momentum, and we take ages to get into our momentum, by the way, and then when we get into a bit of momentum, there's an international break, and you know it is frustrating. Of course, it's frustrating, you know, but thank God it's over. We got until June, until the next international games. And you look at some of the games and you're thinking, this is just silly. Do you know what I mean? Just let everyone in the World Cup. Forget all these qualifications. Just let everyone in the World Cup at the end of the day. Big up, Danny B. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Of course, big up, Earth fan. Of course, my friend. Michael, good evening. Good afternoon, Michael. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Big up, Pearl. Big up, everyone. Of course, thank you so much for joining me tonight. When is Nottingham Forest at City Ground, Sal? City Ground, yeah. Nottingham Forest at City Ground. Nottingham Forest old ground used to be called the City Ground, Michael. It used to be called the City Ground. Yeah, it still is called the City Ground as far as I'm aware. Yeah, that is what it's called. Yeah, and that was way back in, no, you know, I'm talking about the 90s here, but you know what? Nottingham Forest play at the City Ground, don't they? Not the Man City Ground, the City Ground. City is not exclusive to Manchester City. Other places have cities, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. But that is what it is. Yeah, City Ground, as in Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United at the City Ground, which is Nottingham Forest's ground, guys, in case you are not aware, guys. But you know what? Look, we have one to get over with Nottingham Forest, because Nottingham Forest, of course, defeated us earlier in the season by 3-2. We all remember that game, don't we? It was a disappointing game, to be honest with you. And one of many games that I felt like, you know what, we should have done a lot better. We should have done a lot better in that game. Unfortunately, that's just not how football works sometimes. And you know what? We are in a transitional stage, especially at that period. We were in a very big transitional stage, of course, guys. And we look at this game and, you know, look at it. Look. I mean, and they rubbed it in our faces as well. They rubbed it in our faces. And, you know, I'm like, you know what? We need to get them. We need to defeat them. But you look at back then and you look at, Leacher in that picture, Rashford in that picture. You know, Nietzsche's been injured and Rashford is not playing for us anymore at the moment. Anyway, he's on loan to Villa. But, you know, you look at that game and I felt very disappointed in this game. I was so annoyed in this game because, you know what, 3-2 should be beating Nottingham Forest at home. But this was testament to Nottingham Forest. And this is the test that Nottingham Forest put up against us. And to be honest with you, I feel like we're going to get a little bit of revenge, of course, at the City Ground, of course, guys. Absolutely. The last time we won at the City Ground was this game, of course, guys. It was a couple of years ago. Look at the likes of Weghorst playing. Diego Dalot scored a goal, but Manchester United winning by 2-0. You know what? It has been, you know what? I mean, recently we haven't done as well as we used to do against Nottingham Forest, as of course, guys. Because when we used to play Nottingham Forest, we used to win, didn't we? Especially when we used to play at the City Ground and Old Trafford, to be honest. Look, we got 8-1 there, 4-0 there, 3-0 there. You know what I mean? 3-0 again. You know, we got lots of results there. But recently, Manchester United have struggled somewhat against Nottingham Forest. I wouldn't say struggled enormously. I wouldn't say that. But you know what? We lost one game. We lost one game to Nottingham Forest. We lost 2 in 3. All right, okay, so we lost 2-1 to Nottingham Forest in 2023. We actually beat Nottingham Forest 1-0 in the FA Cup, but then we lost 3-2 on the 7th of December last year, of course, which was disappointing. But you look at the past and you look at the games that we used to play against Nottingham Forest. I mean, obviously, famously, we won 8-1 at the City Ground with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scoring all those goals, 4 goals as a substitute, as we remember. That was brilliant, of course, guys. 3-0 there, of course. And, you know, lots of history there as well. And these results go all the way back to Manchester United's beginning. Manchester United's beginning that in when we were known as Newton Heath. Those who know, of course, guys. So there is a lot of football that has been played between these two sides. And what I would say is that I'm looking forward to the game. And it is one game that I think actually Man United are going to turn up. I actually think Man United are going to turn up today. I might be wrong, guys, but I actually think Man United are going to turn up on Tuesday. I do believe that. I think we will turn up on Tuesday. And I think we'll win the game. I just feel like these type of games, when we're expected to drop points, we just seem to pull it out of the bag for some reason. Absolutely. Big up Rashford scoring 2. Is he scored 2 today? Let me have a look. Let me have a look at the scores right now. It's good for us, though. Rashford scores. It's good for us, guys. It is good for us because that means that, you know what? Yeah. One's a penalty. 58th minute, he scored. One's a penalty. I bet they're playing Preston, isn't it? But you know what I would say, Darren? Good for us because we're going to get some. We're going to get some money from him. We're going to get some money from him, which is fantastic. At the end of the day, it's best that Man United and Marcus Rashford part ways. That is the best thing for both clubs. We get money for Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford moves on. At the end of the day, you can become stale at certain places, and you know I wouldn't pay too much attention to Preston North End. You know, at the end of the day, you know, but I would say that sometimes a player can overstay somewhere and you become stale and you need a change. And I just feel like for all parties, we all need a change. We need a change. I mean, Rashford needs to leave. Man United need to get rid of Rashford. And I think that's how it should be, of course. Absolutely. Leicester City as well. Big up Leicester. When is not the first match at the City Ground? Tuesday, Michael. Tuesday, we are playing Manchester City. We're playing Nottingham Forest, my friend, at the City Ground on Tuesday, mate. Absolutely. And we will be playing them on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I don't know why we've had to wait so long before we can actually watch some proper football. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Rashford Karma scored 5. It doesn't matter exactly, Irfan. Who cares? It's just good for us. He scores 5. We get the money. Absolutely, Irfan. You know the score, brother. You know the score. At the end of the day, look, you know what he needs. You know, if he does badly, no one's going to want to buy him. But if he does good, you know what I mean? It's only good for Man United and only good for our transfer aspirations, of course, guys. Absolutely. Danny B. Ian Sabera scored last night and River Plate. I hope the rumors are true. He signed himself. You know what? I'm a big fan of this guy, Danny B. You know what? At the moment, he's very, very cheap, guys. He's very cheap. He is valued at 1.2 million euros. Do you know what I mean? But obviously that could increase as well. He's only 18 years old. He's already got 6 caps for the Argentinian under 23 goals, guys. This guy is the future. This guy is the future. He was born in Chile, by the way. He is Chilean, but he's playing for Argentina. He's a right winger, left winger, and a centre forward, guys. So a very, very interesting player that is coming out the ranks in Argentina. And it'd be great if Man United can get a deal struck. It would be great. It's going to be difficult. There are other teams who are interested in him, but at the end of the day, Subiebra is a player that Manchester United are interested in. And I did speak about him this morning, and I think that he would be a brilliant signing for Man United and something that, would be for the future as well. I am a little bit concerned, although with some of the signings, I think that Man United do need to sign some experience as well, in particular an experienced striker, in my opinion. But these type of signings are the ones that, it's a bit like playing a computer game, isn't it? Like a championship manager or a football manager or something. And you get these gems that appear out of nowhere, and I'm excited about this player. And I hope Man United can do something in regards to it. Absolutely. Yeah, 25 million scores, I think so. Yeah, at the end of the day, his market value is 1.25, probably getting back 25 million, absolutely. But his market value is 1.25, I believe it is. 1.25 million, 1.2 million euros. His contract expires in a year. So he's only got a year on his contract. His market, he's by the looks of it, market value details, he doesn't have a release clause. It looks like he is, let me have a look. He might have a release clause. I'm going to have to look into that. But anyway, look, guys, if Man United go after this player, we're going to have to really battle other teams as well, because other teams will want him. What are your thoughts on Francisco Sal? I like him a lot. IFL goal and good dribbler. And it kind of looks like Højlund on steroids, just a bit more finesse. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're talking about Trincao, mate. Francisco Trincao. Are you talking about Trincao? I'm not too sure about it. At the end of the day, I would say Trincao is a good player, a very good player at the end of the day. I would say to sign him, it would be good for Ruben Amorim because it would be good for his system. But there are other players out there as well. I do think Man United need someone like that, fan. I think they need someone like Trincao. And I think because he's not young, he's been around. Obviously, he's co-owned, but I mean, the problem is that Barcelona have a percentage of the transfer fee. If Man United purchase Trincao, money has to go to Barcelona. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to have to probably overpay for Trincao, which is a little bit of a problem going forward, of course. But Trincao is a very good player, played under Ruben Amorim, and it'll be good for Man United. And look, I've said it from the beginning. Whatever Ruben Amorim goes for, I'm not gonna criticize Ruben Amorim. I'm not gonna say anything wrong about Ruben Amorim. But what I would say is that good luck. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because I want him to succeed. Absolutely. So if not better than Mastantuan. No, I mean I would love it, Danny B, if we got both of them. Wouldn't that be amazing? If we got both of them, we do need both of them, to be honest with you. If we're being honest, you know what? I do think there's going to be a lot of signings, Danny B, and I think there should be. And I think it's a long time coming in regards to South America. I think South America pool for talent is still there, and I think there are players out there that we can get for a bargain. You know what I mean? And as we've been talking about a number of players, Brazil, Argentina, like, for example, you can get Frimpong in the likes of Brazil. Of course, I think we would talk about Wesley not too long ago. There are players over there in South America who we can sign, and we can get it relatively cheap as well. For example, the likes of, obviously, is this guy, Sabere. I would say that, he would be around 40 million in Europe. He will be around 40 million. Look, he's already got 6 caps for the Argentinian under 20, 3 goals. And you know what? He's highly rated. He's very, very highly rated. And look, you look at the likes of Tyler Dibbling, and you think about Tyler Dibbling and the numbers that people have been talking about Tyler Dibbling. It's ridiculous at the end of the day. Wesley Wonders at Sal, right. Yeah, absolutely. Wesley's fantastic. Danny B, young Brazilian under 20 international, the future. And this is what we should be looking at, Danny B. And you know what? We can get a player like Wesley for relatively cheap, compared to what we can get in Europe. Even the likes of Roger Fernandez, will, it's a lot compared to these players. And, I feel like these players who play in Brazil, and it's not easy to play in Brazil, especially as a defender, and have a ceiling. They haven't reached their ceiling, shall I say? They haven't reached their ceiling yet. But Wesley is one that I'm very, very interested in. A right wing back, is very versatile as well. A very good player. And you know what? I would say in regards to the Brazilian league and the Argentinian league, as I've always said, it's about the street footballer. The street footballer is something that is missing in the European game at the moment. I feel like players are overly pampered these days, and I feel like the Brazilian and the Argentina league are much, as well as the Mexican and the Bolivian and the Chile and the Paraguay leagues. They've still got that little bit of edge. They still got that little bit of street footballer about them. I just don't think they have it as much in the English game in particular, in Europe in general anymore. Big up, Beef Bully. What's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. If say Rashid win the cup and have a Champions League, how much money do we get? I mean, isn't there a 40 million agreement, Beef Bully, between Man United and Aston Villa? That's the thing. If he goes on a goal scoring run, mate, and he starts scoring goals, and Aston Villa win the Champions League. Can you imagine Aston Villa win the Champions League? It's a possibility. They got to beat PSG though. That's going to be a tough game. Absolutely going to be. I think they're going to shock PSG. I don't know, guys, about you, but I think there's going to be a shock in the Champions League, definitely. But if he does do well in the Champions League, let's play devil's advocate, and let's say he wins the Champions League. Let's say that, and he wins the FA Cup. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, we could have probably, in theory, could have got more than him, but we've already agreed a deal with Aston Villa, haven't we, with 40 million, and it is what it is at the end of the day. Irfan, since the EPL teams love playing a low block versus United, Francisco is a player who can break their defense down or shoot from outside. He has that X factor, something we have not. Yeah, I would say that we haven't been blessed with players who can unlock the low block, so to speak. Those players who can unlock the low block. Every team that plays Manchester United, in particular at Old Trafford, they think, all right, all we have to do, right, is do a low block, and then they're going to find it difficult to get through. That's the problem. And I feel like if we could find a player, obviously like Trincao, if we can have a player like that who can unlock that door when it's tight, when games are tight, I think it's only going to benefit Man United. And I trust Ruben Amorim. And I trust his judgment. And if he wants Trincao, I think he's brilliant. I mean, he's taken time to get going. He's only had the 3-4 caps for Portugal. He has taken his time to get going. But you know what? If Ruben Amorim likes this player and he feels like he's going to improve Manchester United, so be it, and let's bring it in. Of course, I'm sure he will want to come. For me, it's a good deal for Rashi. I think at the moment we just have to take what we can get. Danny B, absolutely, 40 million. Take the money and go. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, take the money. Obviously, Anthony will want to leave as well, so we can get up to 40 million for him as well. That's 80 million in 2 players. Absolutely. Irfan, Mainu is the last player who gives us that X factor, but we need to still rely on him too much. Hopefully, Bruno will be growing in confidence and provide those wow moments. We're going to need Bruno, Irfan, and we're going to need Kobbie Mainoo coming up this next few weeks and months. Of course, we've got the Europa League, and we have to win this Europa League. There is no two ways about it. We have to win the Europa League to qualify for Europe. We're not going to qualify for Europe via the league anymore or the FA Cup. We're out, but we have to win this Europa League. It does add a little bit of extra spice. Actually, it makes me excited. It excites me that we have to win something. There's no other way around it. We have to win the Europa League, and we're not going to get away from that, and that adds a lot of nervousness to it. And you know what I say? Look, I like a little bit of nervousness. I like the fact that we have to go all out for something. And, we did that under Jose Mourinho, didn't we, when we had to win the Europa League to get into the Champions League, and we did. And it was an emotional time. I think that's one of the most happiest I've been as a Man United fan post Sir Alex Ferguson's when we won the Europa League with Jose Mourinho. These happy moments are few and far between. I think the PSG game in Parc de France when we won 3-1, of course, and knocked PSG out along with Di Maria out. Of course, that was a lovely. There's been games that just those magic moments have been so few and far between in regards to that. Darren. Hope not, Sal. We want English side. We want English side winning the Champions League. Can you imagine Aston Villa win the Champions League? They won it. They won it once. You know what I mean? Fate can show itself again, can't it? At the end of the day, it can. At the end of the day, big up. So take the money for Rashford and run. I agree, mate. I agree. Absolutely. B-Bully, only United winning in Europe. I mean, imagine Aston Villa and Man United winning Europe. Guys, imagine this, right? Darren, imagine this. Man United and Aston Villa win in Europe. And you know what? Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool don't. You know what I mean? Who's holding up Europe? Is it Liverpool? Is it Man City? Is it Arsenal? Or is it Aston Villa? Or is it Man United? That is what it's all about, of course, guys. That'd be funny, in my opinion. That would be funny. I don't think Aston Villa will win the Champions League. I mean, you never know. I personally think that Liverpool made that PSG look better than they are. They're a good team. I know they are. But I think Liverpool made them look better than they are, in my opinion. I think that sometimes in football, people deal with things like this, right? Oh, Man United beat Arsenal, right? With 10 men. So Man United could easily beat Brighton. It doesn't work like that in football, at the end of the day. And as we've seen so many times, time and time again, football slaps you in the face, doesn't it? And I think like Aston Villa playing PSG, I got a feeling, guys, that PSG are going to underrate Aston Villa. I think they're going to underrate Aston Villa. And let's not forget Aston Villa playing the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's going to be some shocks. Absolutely. What's your team to win it? At the moment, I think Bayern Munich are going to win. By the way, Bayern Munich are going to win the Champions League this year, in my opinion. Or Real Madrid. Or Barcelona. I might as well name every team. Big up, Michael. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you from Ghana. Big up the Ghana family. Massive, of course. 6 good wins, and I reckon we in a European spot, Fan. 6 good wins. It would be lovely. At the moment, we can't string 3 good wins together. So we'll have to wait and see. We have to beat, right now, Fan, we have to beat Nottingham Forest. If we're going to go by that theory, we have to beat Nottingham Forest on Tuesday. No two ways about it. And we have to beat Man City at Old Trafford. And we have to beat Aston Villa as well coming up. We've got some tough games coming up, guys. We really have. And if, at the end of the day, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And, I would love that, Fan. I would love if Man United move up that league and win all these games and, unexpectedly win all these games. It'd be incredible. It'd bring a lot of confidence to the team. And, it will excite us for next season, wouldn't it? It will excite us for next season. Oh, you remember that run Man United did last season? We're going to carry on that run, etc. As I've said, that the bad apples will drop from this team, from this squad. The bad apples will drop and the good apples will stay, and by next season, hopefully Man United will be ready, of course. Darren, Real Madrid again. Yeah, I know. It's just, they've just so undervalued this competition with the amount of times they've won it, isn't it, at the end of the day? But it is what it is, and they win it. I mean, there's such a good run football club. They never drop their standards. They're always winning. They rarely go a season without a trophy. And you know what? They know what they're doing. They're perfectly run. And they haven't had the Glazers to run them, have they, at the end of the day? Danny B says PSG. That is well insane. It could be anyone. It could be Aston Villa. You never know. Arne wanted to be clever against PSG, got exposed. Absolutely, Arne Slot is not that guy. He's not that guy to be clever. You know what I mean? I guarantee you, if Eric Ten Hag played PSG on that night, Liverpool would be going through. And people would laugh at me, right? But I guarantee you they would, because he had the knack of winning in these sort of games. I think if Ruben Amorim played in this game, we would have stood more chance. I think he was naive. I think he was a little bit stupid at the end of the day. I see Inter Milan or Paris Saint-Germain. I would like Inter Milan to win it, to be honest, beat Bully. That would be nice. Get Inter Milan to win it. A new team again. That will be Inter Milan's 4th title, though. That will be their 4th title. They will go ahead of Man United if they win it, of course. Forest City, Villa, Brentford. Absolutely. There you go. The creme de la creme of English football. Forest City, Villa, and Brentford. Absolutely. The creme de la creme. We got the creme de la creme of English football coming up. I'm going like this, guys. I'm going like this. Forest, we're going to win, right? City, we're going to win, right? Villa, we're going to draw. Brentford, we're going to win. I've got it like that. I think we'll draw 1. A win, 2 draws would be great over the next 3 games. I mean, considering other teams are going to win, if we want to get into Europe, we've got to win every game, definitely. If we want to get into Europe. Now, guys, my team for the match, my predicted lineup, I'm going to bring it right up here. Of course, guys, this is my predicted lineup for the game against Nottingham Forest, guys. Here we are. I hope you like it. This is the lineup that I'm going for, and there is my prediction. I'm going for Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 2. Onana in goal, of course. I think Maguire will return with Aiden Heaven out. It's a bit of a problem, and Euro not quite fit. De Ligt and Mazraoui will stay in that defence. Dorgu is back from his suspension. Great news. Fernandes and Ugarte as the central midfielders again. Dalot as the right wing back, of course. Xerxes and Garnacho will be the number 10s, with Rasmus Højlund the number 9, guys. It will be the number 9, Rasmus Højlund. So about more or less the same, I think. I mean, you can take one player out. There's not much to choose from at the moment in regards to the squad that we have at the end of the day. And I would say that this is the team that I would go for. I would. And I think Man United will win 2-1. Absolutely. I'm going with 2-1 to Man United, and I think we'll do well. I mean, the fact that we're away from home, I think it bodes well for us better than, you know what I mean, playing at Old Trafford. Old Trafford is a little bit more complicated, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Irfan, I will keep your prediction myself. No worries about the scores. I like your confidence. I just feel like we play better away from home, Irfan, bro. I think we play better away from home. I really do. I think that the pressure is off us for some reason. When we play at Old Trafford, it seems to be that we have a lot of pressure on us for some crazy reason, but it's true. Absolutely. Big up, Jim. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Of course, good to see you back. Of course. I'm greedy, Sal. I'm going United 3-1. I would take that all day long. I do think there'll be a lot of huff and puff from Nottingham Forest. I think they'll go into that game confident and the crowd will be up for it. But I think Man United will pick them off. I really do. I think Man United will pick them off and Man United will win the game. I think that. And we start winning. We start moving up the table. Imagine we beat Nottingham Forest and imagine we beat Manchester City. What a way to kick off the game against Lyon, of course, in a couple of weeks, guys. It would be lovely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, Danny. How are you? Big up, Danny. Big up, Jim. Of course, Jim. I hope you're doing well, mate. I want to ask you, did you know your young Greek forward we linked with? Absolutely. I do, mate. I do. And I'm going to bring him in right now, guys. I'm going to bring you the Greek player that Manchester United are interested in is Chacha. Absolutely. This is the man that Man United are interested in. Gents, 17-year-old. No, we got Konstantinos Karazats, firstly, guys, who is wanted by Manchester, Napoli, and Newcastle, guys. So there's one Greek player that we're after. Of course, I've been speaking about the other one who plays from Olympiacos. There's the other guy who I've spoken about quite a lot. But Manchester United are interested in Genk, 17-year-old midfielder Konstantinos Karazats. He monitored by Liverpool, Manchester United, Newcastle, and Napoli, guys. So that is another one. Man United, what I'm liking about this Man United is that we are looking for players all around Europe, of course, guys, all around Europe. And, and around South America. So this is something that impresses me, to be honest with you. This is something that impresses me, and I like this. But the player that Man United are interested in is Kostoulas, is one of the golden generations of Greek football. Absolutely, the golden generation of Greek football. He obviously is wanted by Manchester United as well, guys. But Man United are looking in Greece. Man United have had scouts spotted in Greece, and you know what? Go for it. If it's good enough, you know what I mean? If they're good enough, they're good enough at the end of the day, guys. Absolutely, at the end of the day. So there is one player that Manchester United are very interested in. Just in, Eintracht Frankfurt are aware that Manchester United are seriously considering Hugo Ekitike as a potential transfer target for upcoming summer. Eintracht expected the departure of a demanding 80 million euros, guys. That coming from Pletigol. You know what? At the end of the day, guys, too much money for him. Good player, but way too much. Over extortionate, for goodness me. Guys, that is too much for him. But another one that Man United are interested in. I do like the variety of the signings that Man United are going for. I do like the fact that we're not going after one player. We're going after, loads at the same time. So if we're not successful with one player, we're going to go after another player. And it's beautiful stuff. Of course. I do like that. Of course. Aston Villa is last day out. Yeah, we got them coming up though, haven't we? It's not long to go, guys. It's nearly April. We haven't got long. Absolutely. Yeah, Kostoulas, of course. Absolutely. We're linked to a striker too, right, from Greece. Yeah, Kostoulas, my friend. How is United's relationship with Greek clubs, especially Genk? Genk are Dutch. No, Genk are from Belgium, Irfan. Genk are from Belgium, mate. Genk's a city in Belgium, brother. He plays for Belgian team, Genk. We have a good relationship with Greek clubs. Yeah, we sold them a couple of players in the past, but we have a good relationship with Olympiacos. We did play them in the Champions League a couple of times. I remember we were 2-0 down on aggregate against Olympiacos in Greece, and then we come back and won 3-0 at Old Trafford. Hat-trick from Robin Van Persie. Who remembers that? Absolutely. Too much money. I'd rather Gyökeres or Cunha for that price. Absolutely, bruv. 31 4 likes. Hello, everyone. Big up, Sanjay. How you doing? Thank you so much. Absolutely. Yeah, they're Belgian. Absolutely. Genk are Belgian. Come on, Irfan. They're famous. They're famous football club. Sanjay, big up. Danny B, big up, of course. What you think of Faltis Leanders, Panathinaikos Sal? By the way, good to see you. Good to see you too, Jim. I hope you've been well. Was a little bit worried about you. I haven't seen you for a little while, but good to see you back. I hope your family are well and everyone is well with you, my friend. I hope you're good. Like the player, mate. Iana, this is wanted by Liverpool as well. If I'm not wrong, if I'm not correct, if I'm corrected, stand corrected. But it seems like every single player that Man United are looking at, it's like chess, right? And then we go after that player, they go after that player. We go after, but they go after that player. And we got Chelsea to contend with. You know what? This is why it's so important that Man United qualify for the Champions League. It is so important because you know what? We're slowly dying in regards to heritage, you know, and we're getting bad heritage, so to speak, passed down from generation to generation. And we do need to really start, you know, qualifying for the Champions League again. You know what I mean? At the end, a big up Noah. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. Sal, next season, we need to sign world-class players, in my opinion. Anyway, big up to you, Sal. Big up, you legend, Noah. Yeah, look, but mate, what I would say is that it's all about a balance, isn't it, Noah? It's about a balance. Man United can't just go out there and spend money on 18, 19, 20-year-olds who are unproven in the Premier League. Man United have to go out there and not necessarily prove it in the Premier League. What I'm saying is prove it in the major league to do it. Like, for example, my option for striker would be Osman. Other people's will be different, but I feel like Osman is the kind of striker that Man United need, a physicality, a presence up front, and a guy who's proven to score goals. Sal, would you prefer Nottingham Forest to win the FA Cup and top three? Yes, I wouldn't mind, mate. I wouldn't mind, Matata. I wouldn't mind Nottingham Forest winning the FA Cup. Absolutely not. Nottingham Forest are a heritage club. Nottingham Forest have won the Champions League 2 times. At least they're a known club. At least they're a proper club, unlike Man City, who bought their success. Nottingham Forest are a great club. And Brian Clough and that lot, you know what I mean? A really good club. Obviously, famous with Alex Ferguson as well. Forest draw, Villa win, City loss at home at Old Trafford. Brentford win. It's more realistic from Beef Bully. It is more realistic there. I mean, I wouldn't say no. That is a little bit more realistic, of course, at the end of the day. I'm going to just give a bit of social media. Otherwise, busy self, flat out. Big up, Danny. Big up, Jim. Hope you're doing well. We will do the double over City, and I would love that. You know, one thing is, though, you know what? I just want us to get our Old Trafford form going again. We haven't played well at Old Trafford for a very long time. Do you know what I mean? We're struggling at home. And I remember speaking, right, guys? I used to work a lot with League One, League Two. Back then, it was Division 1, Division 2 teams. And there was one team, right, and they were talking to me, and they were talking about their away form. And they used to win away. I think they had the record for winning away. But at home, they just couldn't win at home. They couldn't win at home. It was like, you know, as soon as they go and play at home, it's like a completely different team, you know, that was playing. And I don't want Man United to become that team, because Old Trafford used to be a fortress. Before players used to walk out at Old Trafford, we had already won the game. It was like that, do you know what I mean? And I really do hope that, you know what, we pick up our home form. Absolutely, absolutely. I didn't want to do one, Joe. Forgive me that. No, it's all right, mate. I'm only playing, brother. I'm only playing. Don't worry about it, mate. Hatchigal wins against City. Absolutely. That'd be good. That'd be good. It'd be nice, because the most important thing for Man United right now is the Europa League for me. Everything is important, I know, but I mean, like, giving us the best chance of qualifying for the Champions League is the Europa League. But we do winning these games. We do have to win these games. We do have to win these games. There is a possibility. You never know. As Irfan said, you never know what can happen if we go on a run of 5, 6, 7 winning run. You never know. There's 26 points, 27 points to play for, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but something like that. And you never know what can happen in football. Stranger things have happened, of course. So if Man United go on a run, we could quite possibly. And also, the Europa League and the Champions League spots could go all the way down to 10th this season. Let's not forget that, given the way the league. I mean, I'm going to bring it into the show, but it is very complicated, but it can go down to 10th if everything goes well. If the stars align, it can do. So if that's the case, then Man United can do it, of course. Sal, the Forest game late on Tuesday. Yeah, midnight, Matata, midnight for me. Kickoff again, sad for me, really. Let me double check that. Unfortunately, it is a late kickoff for me again. No, I think it's 11, to be honest. By the way, yes, don't forget, England, the times go forward tonight. The times have already gone forward. Yeah, the time has already gone forward. Sorry, the time has already gone forward, guys. Absolutely. It's already gone forward. Look, the game against Nottingham Forest kicks off at 11 o'clock. It would have been 12 o'clock, but now it's 11 o'clock because in the UAE, the times stay as they are. They don't move. But in England, in Europe in general, they move. They go an hour forward or an hour backwards. They got an hour forward yesterday night, 1 o'clock in the morning. Of course, well, today technically. And yeah, great. At least I'll save an hour's sleep, of course, guys. Absolutely. Jim, it was great to have links on a lot of players, but Sal, for me, I believe when I see we go officially done. Otherwise, like other years, Glazers have spun a lot of. Let's be fair, Jim. They have spent a lot of money, and they haven't particularly, but we spent a lot of money this summer, and Man United will spend money again. You will see it, 200 million odd. But Man United will sell players as well. You will see it. I've been proven right a lot of times. This is what I'm hearing from top journalists. Guys, Sal, I agree with you about Jurgen Osman, but we need a new goalkeeper, midfielder, striker, and we need to fix our bench depth. I know you know that. And yes, no, what you're absolutely spot on. Man United in a dream world would love to fix these positions. A goalkeeper for me is very important. Midfielder is very important. We do need another midfielder, in particular if Casemiro leaves. We're going to need another one, and we need an experienced striker. You're absolutely spot on, Noah. No doubt about that. I hope that Man United can get it done. Absolutely. Hopefully, Man United shock us at the end of the day. It's already gone forward by now. Yeah, I know, mate. I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Thank God my phone does it automatically, right? Because it is 6:38 here. Oh, hey, there we go. Oh, hey, 6:38 where we are, where I am. That's the time where it is right now, where I am. Matata, so if the stars align when the possibility we can get an NLD Super Cup between Arsenal and Spurs. Darren, Sal, 0 time difference, 1 hour low. Sal, 0 time difference, 1 low. Absolutely. I mean, I've lost this one, Darren. I'm gone. I'm out of the cup, mate. Yeah, I completely forgot, but guys. Thank God for technology, guys, because at the end of the day, you know what? I was oblivious to it. Do you know what I mean? And great stuff. But look, at the end of the day, so what is this, right? So what have I done wrong? So I've gone an hour too late. I've gone an hour too late, guys. That's sick, isn't it? What's the time in England? Let me have a look. I've gone an hour too late. Time UK. Yeah, I'm an hour too late, guys. God damn blimey. How the hell have you done that, Simon? I've gone an hour too late. I didn't even know I'm an hour too late. Guys, 5 p.m. I was supposed to start because the UK went forward an hour. And that is crazy, isn't it, at the end of the day? What an absolute nightmare. What a nightmare. What a crazy one. Geez. Guys, you guys should remind me. You guys, the times go forward. Big up. I need someone to blame. Accountability, Sal. Accountability. The FA Cup semi-final draw is set. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth or Manchester City. Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. Oh, Man United would have got such a nice run there. I mean, I'm in dreamland at the moment, but Man United would have got such a nice run there, of course. Of course, I hope you're doing big up. Yeah, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Always, bro. Always, Jim. Hence the 3 p.m. start. Triple M. I flopped this one. Because you know what? I forgot this bloody. I mean, you know what? Being in the UAE, guys, I've been here for 3 years now, but time is like, so I will be live now, the same time in England, but in the Middle East and India and stuff, it'd probably be the same. So basically, I will be live instead of 11 a.m. UAE time, I'll be 10 a.m. UAE time. So it's still 7 a.m. UK time. So that is the time I'm going for. I completely flopped. I've lost this one. Bad. That is terrible at the end of the day. I'm losing 2-0. What's going on? Sal, I don't know what's going on, Darren. I'm just all over the place at the moment. My defense is shaky. I'm all over the place. There's a player off injured, and I'm just going. I mean, the Bagel FC at the moment. Absolutely, people are running through me all the way through. I'm usually sharp with these things. I'm usually quite sharp. I'm good with my punctuality. But there you go. Matata, off topic, do you believe technology will change football more in the coming year? I'm sure it will. It change life, Matata. I think it will be. I think the biggest thing about life in general is when we are run by robots. And, the biggest thing about driving cars and things like that, cars, the new Teslas and things like that, when they start to dictate where you drive and you can't drive in certain places, that is when it starts to become a little bit treacherous. We'll be on treacherous ground, of course, guys. Treacherous ground, of course. But yeah, disappointing for my timekeeping. But guys, I apologize. I apologize for that. I am live though, and I'm glad I'm live with you guys. You know what? I might see some new people as well. So there you go. Yeah, absolutely. But it won't be like that every single day. I will keep my timekeeping to an absolute mwah. Absolutely. Sooner or later, of course, guys. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, look, you know what? This is the preview between Man United and Nottingham Forest, and I'm very excited about this game because it feels like years since we've had a game. It really does. It feels like ages since we had a game, guys. And I really hope that, you know what, Man United go out there and prove a point and go out there and win the game. That would be lovely, of course. That would be lovely. I think Man United will win. I think Man United will win by 2-1, and that is my score prediction for the game, guys. Absolutely. That is my score prediction for the game. We do this, guys. I think Man United will win. I'm pretty confident Man United will win, and we wait and see what happens. But you know what? I could have egg on my face come Tuesday, Wednesday, of course, which is you know what? Not the first time. But guys, I want to thank everyone for the support, their unwavering support on the channel. Thank you, the guys who are here every single day. You know what I mean? You're absolute blessed people. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're well on our way to 10,000 subscribers, guys. Hopefully we reach that by April. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we reach 10,000. Cheers, Darren. Cheers. I just realized, you know what I mean? I can't believe it. Big up, Matata. Thank you, mate. Big up, legends. Look, I can't believe it, guys. But I'm trying to get my head around the time difference. I mean, you know what I mean? It is a bit crazy that the clocks did go forward. I can't believe it. And you know what the funniest thing is? I was prepping myself for this. I was prepping. I was like, last week I was like this, right? Oh yeah, so the clocks go forward on March the 30th. So yeah, I better do this, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do that. So make sure the streams are... And here we are. There we go. Never plan anything, guys. Bless up. You have a blessed day, Jim. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow I do have a very special guest. Ben Jacobs will be back on the show tomorrow. The legendary journalist, of course. Give Me Sport with Fabrizio Romano. He's had on the channel many times. I got Ben Jacobs on the show tomorrow. I should be having Jamie Jackson back on, of course, as well. So at the end of the day, guys, don't forget to join me for those streams, guys. It'd be absolutely perfecto, because I could have flopped. The interview. I could have done it the wrong time. Yeah, I mean, and I would have been late for Ben Jacobs. Thank you, guys, at the end of the day. But, guys, thank you, everyone, for your custom or presence, whatever it is. Guys, thank you very much. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. See you tomorrow, of course, for the morning show. And don't be late, like me, of course. Don't learn from me. Don't learn from me. Take it easy, guys. Peace.